Clausen, and welcome to your beginner yoga sequence. So we're just going to do a 10-minute beginner yoga practice. So this is going to be geared towards someone who maybe has done a little bit of yoga or maybe someone who hasn't done any. And I'm just going to break down some of the basics. And I'm going to do a little flow with it. So I'm going to teach you a sun salutation first, because that's one of the most common things that you might see in yoga class. And especially if the teacher tells you to do a sun salutation on your own and you've never done one, you're kind of looking around, looking at everyone else, seeing what they're doing. So you feel at least comfortable doing a sun salutation in your own practice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and you're going to face whichever part of the mat is the front for you. So I'm going to come up to the front of my mat. And this is called a tabletop position. So we're in our tabletop position. Our shoulders, elbows, and wrists are in one straight line. My back is flat. My abs are engaged. So it's like someone's punching me in the stomach. And I'm really lifting up through here. Now as I'm here, this is called cat-cow. So you're going to be looking up. So I'm looking like right at the bottom of this door. Actually at my cat who's outside the door. And then I'm going to be looking. As I'm looking back, my spine is curling up. I'm looking right between my knees. And then as I exhale, I'm coming back down, letting my belly sink, and my gaze is going to be coming up. Now again, my gaze is not very high, and then I'm moving back. So we don't want to overdo it. So this is one where people tend to overdo. Just go into your range of motion. It's just warming your spine up. So moving back and forth between that cat-cow. One of the best ways I've ever heard it described is my teacher said, pretend there's a ladybug at the top of your mat. So when your belly is sunk down, you see the ladybug. And then you watch that pretend ladybug go back, back, back between the knees. And then you watch the ladybug come back, back, back up to the top of the mat. So maybe that visualization will help one of you guys. All right, so our next one, we're going to move into a down dog from here. So go ahead and you're going to curl those toes under. You're going to push your hips up high to the sky. So as I'm in my down dog, I am pushing through all of my finger pads, especially my pointer finger. So I'm pushing down. If your heels don't touch the floor, that is totally fine. Mine don't either until I've really warmed up. So don't feel like the goal is to have your heels down. It's not. All right, so you're just trying to keep those legs straight. A little knee bend is fine if you have tight hamstrings. Then I'm going to inward spiral my arms. So I'm hugging my biceps into my ears. So I'm really pinning them in, which, if I had a demo person, I would show you their back will kind of go open. So all of your scapulas are going to open up, and you're going to feel a more flat back with this. So that's the goal with our down dog position. Now from here, you're going to transition into high plank. Ideally, you'll go right into a high plank. So from that down dog, you should not have to move your hands or anything. You should be in a perfect high plank, elbows, shoulders, wrists in one straight line. So that is from here to here. Now your first chaturanga, I'm going to have you drop to your knees. So you're going to be on your knees. Elbows are going to stay pinned in as you slowly lower your belly all the way to the floor. You're going to uncurl your toes, lift the chest up. There should be no weight in your hands. So your hands are completely weightless. They might be just at your sides. Lower your chest back down. Now to come back up, you're going to kind of pick up your hip bones. So you're going to kind of stick your booty in the air. Your knees have some weight, and you're going to push onto your knees first, so that way your core is working. So one straight line, curl the toes under, and then back to that down dog. And then you'll adjust your feet as need be. All right, so those were some of the components of our sun salutation. So now I'm going to take you through, let's go through 3 sun salutations, just so you can kind of feel it in your body. We're not going to do any up dogs with this one. We're just going to stick to cobras. I usually stick to cobras for beginners for quite a while because the up dog is actually quite strenuous, and unless you really are sure in your body, you want to make sure you're doing it right. So let's just stick with cobras for today. So for that one, again, we're going to push back into that down dog, and then we're going to transition into a high plank, and then drop down to those knees, or stay on the toes this time. Chaturanga all the way down to your belly. Uncurl the toes. Cobra, lifting up, and then again, either from the knees, or this time curl your toes under and push back high plank to down dog. And then we're going to go ahead and look between our hands, step our feet up, halfway lift, so we're coming to a flat back, hands to your shins or to your thighs, forward fold, back down, and then we're going to rise all the way up to stand. And then the arms can come down through center. They can come up and down. It really is your preference. There is no right way. All right, so for this one, we're going to come back up now. So this was kind of that full sun salutation. So now you might have also seen it from the portion we just did. So now we're going to come back down. So we're going to come up, forward fold back down, halfway lift, forward fold, place those hands down, step those feet back, high plank. Again, chaturanga all the way down. Uncurl the toes, cobra, lifting that chest up. Lowering back down, curl the toes back under, pushing those core and pushing those ab muscles up, and then back to down dog. Looking between the hands, stepping your feet behind the wrist, halfway left to that flat back. Forward fold, coming all the way up to stand, and coming down. Mountain pose. This is called mountain pose, where you just stand. All right, we got one more of these, so arms are up. Forward fold it down. Halfway lift. Forward fold, stepping it back, high plank. Chaturanga down to that belly. Uncurl the toes. Cobra. And then pushing it up, high plank. Down dog. Good. Now from the down dog, we're going to take that right foot. We're going to place it between our hands. So you can come at it from this angle, or if you need help, grab that ankle and kind of help walk that foot up there. Put down that back foot, so your heel's down, and we're going to come up into Warrior Two, this is called. So for Warrior Two, your front heel is aligned with that back arch. So your front heel, back arch. A lot of the times people are too short in their stance, so they're going to look like this. If you look like this, we are too short. You got to get those legs out long, especially if you're tall like me. I almost take out this whole yoga mat, and I have a long yoga mat. So really get into this pose. So if I push, my knee and my ankle are in alignment, my arms are straight, my shoulders aren't like this, I'm down. My gaze is out past my front middle finger, and I'm sinking. My knee is tracking along my second toe. My torso is aligned in the middle, and I look, and I stare, and I think, or I don't think, depends on what you're doing. And then we're holding it here. Good. We're going to flip our palm up, reach slightly forward, come back. This is called reverse warrior. This arm is going to just slide down the leg, or you can wrap it behind the back. And your goal is just to open up that side body. So again, there's no right way or right distance you're shooting for. It's what works in your body. Coming back to Warrior Two. Good. We're just going to stand up, straightening that leg, turn your right toes forwards, turn your left toes, now you're facing the back of your mat, and we're going to be Warrior Two on our left side. So we should just be able to switch, and we're still in the right position. So that front heel is aligned with that back arch. Arms are lifted, gaze is down that front middle finger. And you might notice, oh, I feel some different tightness on this side. Totally normal. So just breathing here, relaxing into it. And breath is the key in yoga. I mean, it really is. The longer you sit in poses, the more you're opening. We're going to take that front palm, reach it up, turn it back, reverse warrior, as I almost fall over. See, and if you're not paying attention, then stuff like that happens. So I'll always notice if I lose track of what I'm doing, or my thought disappears, or I'm thinking about something else besides yoga, I get off balance. You know, just like as in life, you know, we get off balance if we're not focused on what we should be doing. So kind of just noticing that, and not judging, just noticing. And then coming back, Warrior Two. And then we'll go ahead and straighten both legs, turn toes so they're both facing forwards now, and we're into a wide leg forward fold position. So arms are coming out to a T. We're going to slowly hinge forwards at the waist. Palms are going to come down to the ground. And we're just going to kind of sit in this pose and seeing how it feels. Hands can go back, ideally aligned with the arches, or the more farther back you go, the more it pulls you forward. So it depends again, tightness in hamstrings, tightness in back, the mid back, low back. So if you're tight there, this is not going to be a super deep pose for you, and don't force it. So that's the main thing. Again, don't compare yourself. I'm kind of the inflexible yogi, so this pose is not my forte. So you might be amazingly deep in this pose. I'm not. Maybe I will someday, but I'm not there today. And that's okay. And then we'll go ahead and take those hands forwards, taking them to our hips, and then we're gonna slowly roll it up. And then we'll go ahead and step to the middle of our mat. All right, so that was our 10-minute kind of beginner intro yoga. So I have tons of other videos, and I will be coming out with them every Monday with yoga or with fitness, and they're just gonna be 10 minutes. They're bite-sized and doable. So if you guys enjoyed this, maybe trying another 10-minute yoga sequence and just seeing where it goes, seeing where it takes you. Again, yoga is a practice, yoga is a journey, just like life. So there's no I need to be here destination. It's just where are you today? So honoring the body of the day and enjoying that. So thank you guys so much for coming on, and namaste. Oh, so my remote's not working. Namaste.